There we go, we're live. G'day everyone, BA's dad here. How are you guys doing? I've got here one of my special guests here to come celebrate with me with the 4,000 subscribers. And his name is Callan, and he is from the Lazy Benchmarkers. So I'll put a link in the description below to his channel so you can actually check him out. He's only just started and he does some amazing stuff. So he's here also to help me out with this nice, what we're going to do today is a little bit of exciting news for what we're going to do. So yes, very exciting. But first, of course, I'm just celebrating my 4,000 subscribers. Now, hopefully, I've now been up not 2 years now yet. Hopefully, I think only been about 18 months now. So hitting 4,000 is pretty good milestone for me so far. I know I had probably two. I think after getting monetization, I was hoping to try and hit the 5,000 mark. After getting 1 year, so I'm getting another 2 more months, but it'd be definitely nice to see if I can get it to 5,000 before the end of this year.
Good Christmas present.
That would be a very nice Christmas present there, completely. So he's hoping for that. So yeah, and yeah, we started our party already. We've got some drinks as always. Got pearl tea and
some cakes.
Cakes and stuff like that, which I'm gonna start eating. But we do have something very exciting today to do as well. I'm gonna try this out actually. You want to try this out as well?
Why not? Why not?
Okay, let's give it a go. Now this one here is mocha pen. That's what they call it, cake or something like that. It's a bit of a nice one here. I think it is mocha with cream. Okay, not bad, not bad.
Very creamy.
Subtle, very subtle, very subtle. And you can have your tart here. But anyway, as we're going to go through this, I'm going to put this to the side because we actually got something really exciting to do today. Yeah, we're going to need to move this out of the way. And we've got a few computers, and there's a reason why I've got Callan here to help me out, is because we're going to do some very interesting things tonight here. I need to move this as well too, so I'll move this over here.
We'll get the stage ready, front and center.
We're going to get the stage ready anyway. So this week, a very nice, exciting little news that arrived. And I think I mentioned this in my live stream probably about a few months back, and I was very fortunate enough to, hopefully the audio is good for you guys as well. Sorry if it's not, please put a in the chat so we know if I'm actually only speaking to dead space or not. But hopefully it is going on well. But I think a few months back I actually was lucky enough to be invited to one of Lenovo's launches for one of their new workstations classes. And that is the Lenovo ThinkStation P620. Now it will be the world's first Threadripper Pro OEM chip, so that's going to be very exciting because most of the Threadrippers, if you don't know what a Threadripper is, basically his name is a monster of a chip. So with the Threadripper chips, most of the time you do have to do a DIY to put them into computers because quite simply there is no OEM. So when we talk about OEM, we're talking about like Lenovo, Dell, HP, the big manufacturers. So a lot of the companies, big companies and medium small companies, do prefer to use OEM because they actually have warranties, so they can actually deal with them a lot easier. So that's why we didn't. It was pretty much an empty market there, and then Lenovo this year, midway this year, jumped on and gave us the first Threadripper Pro. So it's interesting that it's a Threadripper Pro. So that already means it can actually do a bit more ISV certifications there as well too. Which is good for a lot of us professionals who actually do use these very crazy software and expensive software too as well. So anyway, I've got enough talking about it because I didn't mention about it, and I'm gonna show something though. I'm gonna just set this thing up here first for us. So just give me a second here. We'll bring this
down to my height.
Yeah, down to your height. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is
the goodies. Yes,
I've actually got in the very first, and I have to say thank you to Lenovo Australia for pushing this straight forward. Else I would not be receiving that. It's been like a bit of a unicorn here, but this is the Lenovo ThinkStation P620. Now I've actually unboxed this already because I wanted to actually run some benchmarks on this and just get this computer ready up and going. So I actually turned it on and unboxed it last night. But here, I'm going to get Callan here to unbox this computer here and see the things for the first time. You know, so here you go. Unfortunately, I've done the sticker, but I'm going to put it back in anyway. So let's have a look. So let's see how this is. He mostly does gaming, and I mostly do a lot of gaming, and I do a lot of our workstations and stuff like that. So
should we have some power cables in here?
What do we got?
Yep, standard
mouse.
Lenovo mouse.
We'll actually need that. Actually, we will need that.
We will.
We'll need that. So I'll unbox this one because we'll need this for this workstation because we've got 2 mouses and things all works in like so. All right.
I can tell delicate that mouse because I have one with my my Lenovo Carbon for work. Yeah.
I'll check this over this side.
Alrighty.
So. Yeah.
It's a heavy boy.
Yeah. I'll tell you what it looks like. I think there's a keyboard as well too, mate.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there might be a keyboard there too as well. So you might want to grab that out of the way.
We'll probably need this one too.
Yeah, we'll need that too. I'll do that. I think the easy way, what I do is I flip it
upside down.
Yeah, flip it upside down for the big boxes. The big boys, you use it that way.
The cases I always get are always nice and empty.
Very different. Right?
Very different.
So, let's get this going.
Oh, lordy.
Okay.
Actually more compact than I thought it would be straight away. I think it's actually smaller than my tower.
So at the moment, we've got this computer here. I've actually got another 2 computers down underneath this table here, but we're only going to be using one to do the benchmark compared to this computer, and we'll talk about that, what we're going to be comparing to. It's going to be a very exciting thing to be comparing this thing to anyway, so yes. All right.
2 monsters in their own right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Ooh. Got a very nice finish on it.
Yeah. Got with that one, yeah.
Very professional.
Heavy bugger, isn't it?
Ah.
Is it heavy, do you think? Oh, this guy's a weightlifter, like ex-weightlifter, so...
Ex-weightlifter,
so...
COVID lockdown has affected me.
Alright.
Well.
It's different, isn't it, to your normal gaming computers and stuff like that? No flashing lights, or so yeah.
No RGB.
Yep.
That might suit a few people straight away.
Just bring this thing up so you can actually just help you out for this.
There we go.
So let's bring this thing to the top. Anyway, so yeah, let's have a look at it. So it's a lot thinner than a lot of people would think it would be.
Absolutely.
And the front of the ports, we'll just have a quick look at the front of the ports. It's pretty much got 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports in there, and they are Type A ports, and then we've got 2 USB Type C ports as well. Of course, you 3.2 Gen 2 ports. Around the back, it's pretty
more USB.
Yeah, there's more USBs than always. You got your audio jacks in there. You got, surprisingly, your PS2 for mouse and keyboards for a lot of legacy. Now that is actually used. I know you're probably going, what is that for? But surprisingly, a lot of these are going to be sitting in like lab computers or instrument computers, and they do use these old legacy ports, so it's actually quite useful for that. So it's good to see they've left them in. Then we've got another 2 USB 2.0s in Type A ports,
the black ones,
and then we've got 4 USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports as well. And then we've got the RJ45, and then we've got the graphics card in here. So this one here, I have got it spec'd up with. So this here is the Threadripper 32 core. Yes, 32 cores. Yeah, it's a bit of a middle. Well, I wouldn't say it's a big boy. It's a medium big boy.
Yes. Yeah.
So these do start with a 12 core first. Then they have a 16 core, and there's a 32 core, and there's a 64 core. Yeah, 64 cores.
Yeah.
That'd be nice today. It's a 64 cores. And this one is, I think, spec'd up with 64 gigs of RAM, but you can go all the way up to like 512, we were just calculating.
Yes.
So that's pretty insane for 512. And they are ECC RAM, of course. And we also have, what else is the hard drive space? I think there's a fair number of M.2s. I think 2 M.2s on board, and then you can get PCI expansion slots for that as well. And now this one here, for the graphics card wise, this one is running the Quadro RTX 5000 in there. So it's better middle class here for in terms of graphical power. And these can go up to like the RTX 8000. Insane.
With like 48 gigs of VRAM and HBM2 stack memory and
things that we can't afford, basically. That's it.
I think one of the big things with Lenovo swapping over to, or also building the AMD as well as now the PCI Gen 4.
Yeah.
because Intel is not quite there yet from
Yeah,
memory.
not yet there, but
So-
hopefully 11th gen maybe bring us in.
Possibly,
so yeah, I do know of getting some information from Intel about the Evos as well. They're starting to bring in the PCI 4s maybe, but we don't know about much about the desktop. I know for the laptops they have been if I expect from laptops, then probably the desktops will be the same thing as well too. So, but it's nice. But it does have is it 8? I think we calculate 8 lanes of PCI 4.
Oh yeah, plenty of expandability.
Yeah, so it's
That's for
definitely
sure,
it's fast. This is,
I know me for a struggle. I'm always wanting more PCI lanes, and this is pimped out from just the spec sheet that I saw earlier.
I know, it's pretty crazy.
I'm like, ooh.
Yes. So that's pretty much just quickly specs of this Lenovo P620. A second, I've got.
Let me have a quick read.
Yeah, can you have a quick read? So we've got the screen out here, and we've got a very, very small text at the moment. So
even 1 terabyte is possible, but 128 gig of DIMMs are a bit harder to come by. Very, very true. Yep.
Very true. Yes. So definitely be cool. So what we're gonna put this. We're gonna turn this baby on, and we're gonna do just some quick specs to just give you a quick preview. Now we'll be creating a proper review video of this Lenovo P620. So we'll actually do a lot of benchmarks as well as all the other stuff, internals and things like that. But here we're just going to pretty much have a little quick teaser of what this thing can be like compared to another computer. Now, the reason why I've got Callan here is because he's brought up a gaming computer that we will have. So this is going to go up a gaming computer. Now, it's going to be interesting because gaming computers have a very different sort of specs and also different requirements to what a workstation does. So we got to bear in mind that some of these scores are going to be very, very interesting.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
quite a way there. So the first thing I'd like to mention is with the gaming card, especially. So this thing has got. Let me just tell you what we're going to use anyway against. Firstly, so we're going to use the new Ryzen 5950X.
So the big current gaming flagship, the
big current gaming flagship chip, which only was just released. So this was released in July, I think this was, whereas the 5950X was released in
a week or two ago.
Something like that. So about that. So we do need to bear that in mind. This was released a little bit earlier than that one there. Although we are running 16 cores versus this one runs 32 cores, so that's going to be powerhouse there. But what we also got in the gaming computer is video card wise.
An RTX 3080.
So it's going to go up.
I was luckily enough able to snag one.
So it's going to go up against a 3080 for this This is the RTX 5000 Quadro there. So there is the GeForce versus the Quadro, and this is where it's going to come in down to a little bit interesting there, because with the Quadro, for a lot of professional applications, they are ISV certificated. Sorry, I've got something in mind. But what that means is they are built for stability over than brute force performance compared to the graphics cards of the GeForce, where that's really just pushing out frame rates per second. But with the Quadros, they also have ECC RAM as well built in, so it does error checking as well too. So
all those highly complex scientific tests.
I think the best way to actually explain a Quadro versus GeForce is, I'm just going to use a car analogy that way. So a Quadro is probably more like a Ferrari that just goes straight up, going as fast as miles per hour there. Whereas a Quadro, it's probably more like a big Mack truck semi-trailer where it's got a big engine still, and it's got big capacity. But it's built to, it's like a diesel, just
a specific task.
Its built task is just to carry stuff and just move stuff and be extremely reliable. The first 0 Ks all the way to like 500,000 kilometers, 1,000 kilometers. It's still going the same performance. Whereas Ferrari, that would be fast, but it stutters. It has a lot of breakdowns and stuff like that, and that's the difference between usually a Quadro and a GeForce. So a Quadro card is usually a little bit slower than the GeForces, but of course, as we're professionals, we rely on stability. So for performance there. So definitely, I think we've got someone asking a question. Can you help me out? Yeah, can you help me out there? That'd be great. So
I bought the Legion 7 2020. We hope to see some updates.
Well, that would be awesome to see. Yeah, definitely. I don't know that particular computer exactly, but yeah, that'd be kind of cool. So I'm sorry about that. I don't really know that computer exactly. So yeah. But anyway, so we're gonna actually pop this down. I'm gonna pop it down. Actually, I might actually pop it up here. Leave it up here.
I'm interested to see how they call this monster of
Oh, you want to see the?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Do we want to see the? Okay. Well, we might as well just see how this thing's cooled down first. Okay. So we'll go into the internals. Yep. So I'm just gonna move this around over here, and I've got another cam here, so we can actually have this look inside. Actually, what I might do is just move this out of the way. Alright, so I'm going to bring this up. No
screwdriver required?
Yeah. Alright, so I might just bring it up here. Do you want to come on this side? Or
yeah, sure.
Alright, so it has a nice little push button, which is really, you should feel that. Feel that. That is cool quality.
That's much easier than pulling out some thumb drives that you've accidentally over-talked a bit.
Yeah, so after that, you can pretty much just jack this thing out. If I remember correctly, I think it's a pull outwards. And that's about it. I think I did do it. There you go. So I'm in the wrong angle, but you just pretty much lift it out that way down there. So I'm just going to actually put this down the side.
Oh, that is shiny.
And I'm going to switch this quickly to the other webcam there so you can actually have a look at what we've got. Oh, sorry, wrong mouse there. So let's go bring this thing in.
I've got a mountain of mice.
Yeah. And I'll switch this to this webcam here so you guys can see what's happening here. So, I might need to bring a thing here. So, what you probably would know the internals of this a little bit more. So you wanted to explain this thing here. I'm going to go grab the light so we can see this thing a little bit better.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, down the bottom here we have the RTX 5000 series. It's quite a beastie card. Like the 3080 that I have, it's a monster in its own right, but yeah.
I might just bring this back a little bit just so you guys can see a little bit what's inside of this.
I can see as well that the RTX 5000 series, it has the NVLink cards, which lots of the compute workloads allow you to link multiple RTX cards together to combine their raw computing power as well as their VRAM too.
Yep.
Whereas NVIDIA on the gaming side have, it seems like they're presently trying to segregate the market because they've now remove the NV links from the gaming series of cards. So definitely
interesting.
With the expandability wise, if you need just a bit more compute power, just slot in another RTX 5000 series.
Okay, yep.
I think as well, from memory from the spec sheet, it says a 1000 watt power supply in it too.
Yeah, 1000 watts power supply.
So it's definitely no...
It's not a slug at all.
No slug at all. So you also have enough room. It might be a bit thin, but that being said, there will be enough space for a second card to get in there.
That's an interesting bracket here. Because what we're later on we're looking at maybe doing is actually see if we can fit the 3080 card into here as well. We'll see how we go anyway.
Just for a bit of a play.
Just for a little bit of play, just to see how we go. But yeah, so we've got twins fans here for CPU. Now, is that normal for what you would normally see?
Well, I would say no, but I think that's because the actual die size of the CPU is so monstrous because it's essentially two 3950s side by side and it's connected with the AMD's Infinity Fabric.
Oh, yep.
So yeah, that's quite a monster of copper and
it is, isn't it?
Aluminium and all the heat pipes too. And
well, you can see just from my hand alone, that's how big it is.
It's a big boy.
Yeah, and then I can see the RAM's actually got
its own cooling
systems, which is really cool. So it is going through dual channels. So we've got 2 down here and 2 dim slope used up there as well too. So that's nice to see. I think this one is geared up with 64 gigs of RAM. I can't remember.
Is this a series of board? Is it the Threadripper dual or quad channel? I thought it was quad.
I think it's quad for channels there.
Which gives you a lot of memory bandwidth, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right. While you have, I'm going to switch us back over. I've got some more comments on the thing, so if we want to try and have a quick read of the comments.
Absolutely, have a quick read.
Yeah. That's right. I'm just going to switch us back going to this side here. Anyway,
what's the name of this workstation?
Oh, it's the Lenovo ThinkStation P620. And if you have a look at the price and what this thing can be spec'd with, it is quite amazing. So definitely have a look at the Lenovo ThinkStation P620. So with the workstation class, with the Lenovo's class, it starts with the Lenovo's P300 series, and then they're usually what you see like your desktop workstations, and you'll see the tiny version as well. And then you get the start to get a bit of more tower base, which is the Lenovo P620. That would be very sort of similar, a little bit more like a mid-sized sort of tower than this one here. But you can start getting Xeons in there as well. Actually, you can get Xeons in the P300 series as well too. And then you've got the P720 series, and so this is probably where you'll see this one compete against the P720. And there's also the P920, which is, you'll see that dual Xeons in there as well. Now, I have not really had to play with the P920 yet, but this is quite a bit of a beast in a way already.
Absolutely.
So this one is going to be quite a performer compared to even the 520s, sorry, the 920s.
I from memory too, back when these were first like in development, I think for the Terminated, is it Dark Fate movie, that were actually using this because it was allowing the editors and the renderers, because of its pure brute force compute power, being able to do it on the fly instead of, you know, putting it onto a Xeon server somewhere and pressing start and then coming back in 2 or 3 hours time. You could just do it live and on the fly.
I know, this is going to be quite a bit. So anyway, we're going to try and, I'm going to try and put the case back on, because that will help with the cooling. As this is meant to be designed, I don't want to stuff around with its cooling at all. Capability of cooling. So I'm just going to chuck this side case back on. Sorry about the clip. All right, no worries there. Now, do you want to ask the question? I'll hook this baby up, and we'll try and.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Eugenie Cat, welcome from Spain. It's nice to have you on the channel.
Nice to have you on the channel. All right, we've got these two cables here.
Lenovo's, I have 2 laptops from Lenovo as well. I know myself, like, I use Lenovo, so does my office. We've used them for, gosh, I think 5 or 6 years.
We've used many of Lenovo.
Very, very dependable and trusty.
I love putting, sorry, I'm going to hijack this. I love putting Lenovo computers into scientific labs, because you know when you put something in there and it's reliable, you don't have to worry about it dying or anything like that. Pretty much a lot of the scientific lab computers, you put a computer in there, it's going to sit there for at least, you know, probably about 7 to 15 years. That's pretty much, and they're great. Lenovo's are fantastic in that sense, where you actually can just dump it there, and you know it's going to continue working most of the time anyway. So I like having the Lenovo workstations in there anyway. So I'm just going to connect another.
And just by looking in there too, like, it is highly serviceable. It's not like some of the vendors I've seen where they will put in custom brackets and kind of like blockers in the way, so that way you can't add in your own stuff, or this is getting into laptops, but we'll solder in the DIMMs so you can't change them, so you have to spec it up initially at the start. So yeah, it seems like it's quite good. No, it's not a ThinkStation. Sorry, it's not the it's not the ThinkCenter, it's the ThinkStation. Yeah,
so ThinkCenter is more for the consumer market. This is for the, that's more for like, it is consumer market as well, and also for your normal commercial businesses where you sit on your office desks and stuff there. These workstations are built more pretty much, they're just brute force power and reliable as well too. So,
high-end rendering, brute force compute, scientific modeling.
All the big boys. Big fun boys' toys.
Especially during COVID, when you have to work from home, you know, instead of you being in a lab, being able to queue stuff off to a local server, you could just sit at home, nice and comfortably in your pajamas with this beside you.
All right, I'm gonna. Sorry about the cable mess, but I've got 2 wireless things here, and I said we've got the other computer hooked up to this computer here, and I've got 2 monitors running on the side here, so we can then have a look at the screenshots as well too. So anyway, I've got power in, and
power, mouse, keyboard. Yep.
Do you want to put on the honors and turn this baby on?
It's power bestowed upon to me. I can hear it purr.
I can hear it purr.
Oh, it has some good airflow too.
Yeah, it's got a fair bit of airflow in this thing, baby. For sure.
For those Australian summers.
Yeah, it probably created another Australian summer for us as well too. So yeah. So there's this thing.
Now, do we have a post though?
I know, it's only because I have got this not set to. Here we go.
There we go.
I think we got it going. Oh, there we go. Lenovo. Awesome. So I'll just wait for it to come in there, and we'll just have that run through. Now, what I've also going to do, I've got currently Specviewperf installed on this particular computer here. I've also updated all the drivers as well as the BIOS to the latest one as well. And we're going to install the view. I've also got the PrefView spec also installed on the gaming computer as well. So if there's any requests on one particular one that you'd like to see, please put it in the chat below, and we'll have a look, see if we can run that. It does take a little bit of time for each run though, so we'll see what we can do, and hopefully you guys continue joining us for that as well. So computers are on, awesome.
So some of the other comments. Yep. So one comment is, why wouldn't you just build a PC? Well,
well,
yeah. Yep. So I myself, as a gamer and as a performance enthusiast, like for gaming, sure. But for professional work environments where your business wants to have PCs which you know are going to be reliable, have warranty.
I'm going to quickly go. Sorry guys, yeah, Callan's very new to. This is probably his very first stream anyway. Camera's that one there. Yeah, look in the camera. It'll help the guys out anyway. So yeah, but yeah, continue on. Sorry.
Yep. Again myself, my PCs are always built by myself. I always have the best of the best because I like seeing shiny things on screen. But from an enterprise standpoint, I can see why you would need this kind of setup because it's going to be going for the next 5 years,
yep.
10 years.
Yeah.
You can pretty much put it in you wouldn't really want to put it in a closet, but
no.
you could put it in some uncomfortable environments and it's going to perform consistently every single time.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why you actually go with an OEM in a business environment there is because a lot of times because you always have an IT department. Now the IT department is usually servicing hundreds or thousands of computers, and they don't really have the time to have a look at one particular computer with DIY, taking care with a particular computer store and stuff like that. With these big companies, they have our good old support standards, and this is one of the reasons why we actually go with the big OEMs, because we will just basically lodge a job and they'll just most of the time deal with the actual computer, because we will usually send them what parts wrong or something about that. So we actually usually get on-site warranties as well. Now with a lot of if you're DIY, you don't get the on-site warranties, and that wastes a lot of the IT department's time. So that's one of the big reasons why we don't do DIY in a lot of, I would say medium, small businesses and above, especially the large business. We would not touch a DIY computer unless it's very specific for where we want a DIY, because we couldn't get something like that. And that would have been something like that for the Threadrippers, because there was no OEM. Now Lenovo stepping into this empty market, this is fantastic. So this is this is literally the world's first Threadripper OEM computer workstation. So that's just absolutely great that we finally have a computer that we can actually use. And as we see, years goes by, that AMD has been just going better performance and better cores, and we do use a lot of it for compute power as well too, and just crunching numbers. We're not really after frame rates, we're just brute force. So that's what these things are brilliant for. Anyway, so hopefully that will answer your question why a lot of businesses will go with OEM like Lenovo compared to actually doing a DIY and just build your own things as well too. So warranty is the biggest thing, and also certifications on each part as well too. And this whole thing is built and tested as a whole unit, rather than okay, I'm going to do some water cooling of this particular. This is not going at particular speed or not going at particular. This is it's a one-stop shop solution. That's the best way to say it. We don't have to worry as a compartment, because these things aren't bought like a lot of these workstations for businesses. They're not bought as a single long unit. We'll buy like probably about 10, 15, 100 of these in one go. And a lot of small computer companies, they can't build that in a short amount of time as well too. Whereas these big companies can deliver in those delivery times as well. So hopefully I'll be able to answer the questions there. I think we've got Norcom.
Yep. So there's a few questions coming in. Is this for? So this is not for a normal consumer. That was the question.
Oh, you can, as a consumer, yes, you can. But like I said, this is the Threadripper. So most Threadrippers are designed to like crunch numbers, and you will use them for like your really professional sort of applications, like Solidworks, CAD work, 3D modeling, scientific crunching numbers. That's kind of why it is. So, and you'll see the pricing. Like even though you'll see the pricing for this computer, it may scare some consumers, but really this is actually a bargain in the commercial world. This is actually a very good price when you're looking at Xeons and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, I think the CPU itself alone is about $4,000.
Yeah. So it's quite not in there. So yeah. Anyway, yep. You.
Some of the next questions. They're asking about the fans. Is this under idle or load?
Yep. So currently this is on idle. Now I was having a look at the. Actually, while we're at it, I'm gonna just give you I'm gonna quieten down. I've got a decibel meter so you can actually see what this thing is running. So I'm gonna do my. Wait, give me a second.
And thanks for the compliment on the shirt, by the way. Yep, I love it. A bit of pizza pie.
Alright, my usual test is 30 centimeters away from the computer. So I'm just got 30 centimeters, and I'm just gonna measure that. Around about 30 centimeters, because that's what I usually standardly so 30 centimeters here. Alright, and I am going to go and show you. Oh, I might just bring up the right stream out here. Let's have a look. Here we go. So currently I'm going to shut up so you can actually see how loud this computer is. About 66. 66 you say? Yeah? About 66. Yep. So about 66. So it's about, you're looking at about 66, and I have a feeling it's because of the computer's running the dual fan for the CPU. Because I have actually opened this computer up and I had a look and trying to work out where the fan noise is actually coming from. So the case fans are fine. That's not really that loud as you would expect. And same with the quadrille card, it was pretty quiet there as well. So they are actually from the CPU there. So I'm hoping, I do want to ask Lenovo if and I have checked in the BIOS, is currently running on this lowest setting of fan noise. There actually goes up to 7 settings for the fan noise for performance wise as well too. So currently this is set at number 1. So I haven't really fired this up in the most loudest time, but I do want to ask Lenovo if this can actually be quietened down a little bit, because compared to the Xeons, I have played with the Xeons and that is a little bit more quieter. So this is the first version of it, so I can forgive it. And also there might be a BIOS update to try and quieten this down. And also we'll just check out the temperatures as well too, just to see does it require this to be this the fan speed as well too. So this is an all-world first, and we're literally stepping into unknown territory all the way through anyway. Yeah. So we're just going to keep doing it. I'll move that decibel meter off anyway. So is there any other questions before we start?
Just some comments like this is like a vacuum cleaner. Like, yeah, it is a little bit noisy, but as a gamer, like lots of my video cards when they're under full load, they probably get this loud, especially the old blower style GPUs. Yep. So yeah, as a gamer, to me, I would probably play games with this anyway.
Yeah, but the thing is for us, like this computer is a workstation which we will probably sit next to, because this is hopefully being marketed to literally sit inside next to your desk. So it is a bit loud. It does sound. It is getting close to a vacuum cleaner sort of a level. Hence why I do want to ask Lenovo to see if there is going to be an update on the fan noise, because it's probably running quite high at the moment. For all the fan noise, and it is, it's quite loud. I have to say, I have to admit, it is quite a little bit loud.
And I can feel like it is running very cool. So I think it's probably just a fan profile.
Oh yeah, that's pretty. That's
like it probably feels like it's maybe 10 degrees over ambient just from the exhaust. So
yeah, that's
probably a fan profile setting somewhere.
Yeah. And currently, like my room here is at around probably about 23 degrees Celsius, around about, or maybe a little bit hotter than that, because we turn off the fan noise on to try and push them out. Anyway, so. Just to help you guys out, what I might do is I might just put this computer down on the floor, just to sort of quieten down the sound down a little bit from the microphone, because it is a bit loud there. So give me a second there. I'll just kind of move this thing down here. If you help me grab the thing.
I'll grab all the spiderweb cables.
Yeah. All right. So we've got that down there. Okay. So is there any requests for any sort of particular benchmark there?
No real test at the moment. I just some of the commenters saying, this is a 32 core CPU where most gaming CPUs are 4 to 8, which is correct. I think the current best budget gaming CPU at the moment is the AMD 5600X, which is a 6 core CPU, so that's definitely right.
Yep.
This is 4 times as many cores. Actually no, more than that. My maths is quite wrong right now. About five and a half times as many cores.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolute monster of a compute machine.
This is just got a lot of compute power. Let's just say
Ludicrous.
that. That's all. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is let's just kind of bring out this. Well, let me try to bring out the webcam. So I've got it directly on the screen, so we can see this thing. Because I don't really have this on capture. Oh, on computer. We've got like 3 mouses here to work on the 3 different computers.
Just passing mine down.
You pass your mouse, which is the gaming mouse, and I'll just pop this one over here. So anyway, let's go and bring this in. So this is the Lenovo P620. Sorry if I'm gonna jiggle this thing around. Yep, I'll just try and bring this down a smidge for you. All right. So what we're gonna do, I think yes, we'll just start off the very first one off, which is pretty much the Cinebench. If we want to do Cinebench R20. Let's run a Cinebench and just have a quick look at the Cinebench. And we'll run also the Cinebench on the other computer. Have you got Cinebench on that computer? Oh, it's on my USB drive.
I do.
Yep, it's got on my CPU drive anyway, so I'll just run the advanced core anyway. So let's go for it. Run all benchmarks. Let's just see how that runs anyway. So I'm going to turn that light off because we've got a...
Oh wow, that is just monstering through that.
I might just turn this light off as well, just to give us some...
Wow. 16,000, oh my god. Wow, okay, yep. Very impressive. Considering what, it's... The one just above that is a 96 thread...
Xeon
Platinum server CPU, which I'm fairly certain is 2 of them.
Yep. Let's see if I can bring that.
And I think it's a $12,000 CPU, so that CPU itself is more than this entire PC.
I'll see if I can bring this. I'm sorry that. Can we actually see this thing here?
Hang on. We'll just get this camera.
Yeah, we'll just try to get this
focus first.
All right. I'll just wait for this to finish off, and then we'll kind of see how that goes anyway. So, yeah. And you want to benchmark the 5950 while we're at it?
Do you want to do a side-by-side of pressing start and see?
That's probably a good idea. Why don't we do that, actually?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got the wrong computer here. So, let me just stop this here. And let me move these drinks out of the way.
There we go. I'm just going to stop mine real quick.
I'm going to try and bring this thing next to side-by-side.
I'll just restart this one again in a second.
Yep. And let's just kind of bring this in here. Escape key is on this one.
Perfect.
Here. Yeah. So at the moment, this one here is the 5950X with the 3080 graphics card in there.
Correct.
Yep. And this is the P620, which is that it's a Threadripper 3975WX, which is the 32 core, and it's got the Quadro RTX 5000 in there. So. Alright, give me a second. You want to put it in advanced view, or do you want to just chuck it into the single core?
I think this is in multi-threaded straight away.
Okay, so I'll just take the advanced off anyway, so...
Shall we put in... Okay, yep.
Yep.
Alright, so 3...
Oh, wait, is that ready?
Yeah, it's ready to restart.
Ready?
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, that didn't start off.
Mine hasn't started.
Is it starting or is it not running?
I'm not quite sure. It's meant to be doing something by now.
Let me...
See, that's how fast this thing is. Mine hasn't started yet.
Let me cancel. You want to start that off again?
Yeah,
start that off again anyway. I'll just start that off.
Why have my options gone for starting? That's weird. Let me restart it.
There we go. We'll just start it up again.
There we go. That's a bit better.
Oh, you've got the multi-cores. I might as well do the advanced one as well too, same time anyway. So I'll run all tests there.
Well, I think we should do one by one.
Okay, we'll do one by one. Oh, sorry, I might have to do that. Okay, ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. Let's see how that goes anyway. Ooh.
Oh.
Holy crap. That's just smashing it out.
Okay, yep. So this is why you can...
you can kind of see double the speed very much. It has nearly double the cores.
Yep. And now you can be starting an episode of Netflix. You can be doing something else in the meantime, vacuuming the floor.
That's just crazy. Oh, wow.
And again, this is currently the fastest like consumer gaming CPU in the world.
So
what's the score comparison
okay,
there?
I'm gonna hopefully see that. So this is the Threadripper. It's managed to score 16,050 points, and this one scored in 8,847. So that's like double the score, nearly.
Yeah,
nearly double the score.
Which just shows how well AMD has worked to scale their thread performance.
That's pretty much it. So,
and considering this is a newer
well, do you want to
generation
do
as well?
The single core now?
Yeah, the single core. I think this is going to be slightly faster.
I think that's going to be a little slightly faster because of the new Zen. But hey, let's give it a go.
3, 2, 1.
Let's see how that runs for single
And
core.
just for my PC as well, like it definitely, I've given it as much of a fighting chance that it can have because it has 36 megahertz CL16 RAM, which is pretty much the top spec and timings of RAM that you would get in like the consumer space before you get into the overclocking space.
Yep.
So yeah, I've definitely given mine the fighting chance as much as it can.
Okay, I'm just going to have a quick read of this as this is going. So, Geekbench 5, yep, I can get that one done. I'll do that. Okay. Exposure is too high. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to try and bring that down with the webcam. Okay. Okay, on the price, hopefully, I think like in Australia, the price of this ThinkStation P620, the starting price is around, in Australian dollars, I have to actually, let's go check for the US dollars. I know in Australian dollars it's around 4,400 and something for the starting price. But for the, let's have a quick look at how much is the starting price for in the US price, just to give you guys a hand. So as that is just doing that, oh, I've just done something wrong.
So just another reason why as well, like my gaming CPU might be faster for single-threaded applications, because this is currently on the newest generation of Zen architecture that AMD have, which the Threadrippers will be following suit probably in the next 6 months or so from the rumours that I've been hearing. So once they come out, you can pretty much expect this 16,000 score to go up another 15-20% with its new architecture changes.
Yep.
So that's going to be an absolute monster as well once Lenovo brings that out too.
Yeah, and at the moment, the only people who have actually got the Threadripper is Lenovo. So that's absolutely fantastic from a great brand that has good stability performance there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Alright, sorry, I'm just going to look on the Lenovo website here for what is costs for the US pricing here. This is a battle station. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is quite a bit of a battle station there.
Could probably power it could probably power the USS Enterprise.
Alright. Wow, the US side is not easy to play with. Alright, here we go. Workstations. How's that coming along?
They're getting through. I think they're
It's
probably
getting
about
through.
halfway. Yep.
Yep.
Now, this is just a purely CPU benchmark for this one, which is very highly memory speed dependent too. I think Specviewperf that we'll check next does a bit of both CPU and GPU.
For sure, yeah, which is what this is classed as. So the we will probably look more. We'll maybe try and do it later on if we've got time. Maybe look into a game just to show you guys what it looks like. But we'll be mostly benchmarking in professional software, which is what this computer is designed for. So anyway, I'm just looking at the US site. So the starting price for this ThinkStation P620 workstation, the starting price is $1,809.50. I don't know where the 50 cents comes from, but yeah. But you're looking at just over shy of 1,800 is the easy way to say it.
And that's over the base specs.
So that one there will more than likely, let's have a quick look. It's more than likely the 12 core one. So you can get the 16 and 32 and then all the way up to the monster 64 cores. I do want to show you something once this finishes off its benchmark here. So it's running a little bit slow here, but we'll see what we can do. But yeah, what's the take on the Apple M1? So the Apple M1 at the moment, it'll be nice to see what it comes out at the moment for that RL because I haven't received one yet. I want to actually receive one to have a look at, but it has some. From what I can see from a lot of the other reviews, it's doing pretty good, like compared to even the 11th gen as well. But no one's actually really compared it to the AMD yet, and that's the biggest thing.
Yes.
So I want to see what the M1 compared to like, even the Ryzens will be. I think that's going to be a very interesting story there.
Going to be a very good battle indeed.
Yes.
Because yeah, the ones that they were comparing it to were I think the last gen of mobile devices kings, but now AMD just seems to have smacked it out of the park. So Intel definitely has a lot of work to make up the ground that they've lost on that front.
I might just bring this thing back a little bit so I can just see how far it comes back anyway. So
there we go.
Screens there. Sorry.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're learning. As you know, I'm sort of beginner streamer here. And we're just gonna get this thing to have a look at and how it goes. So hopefully, now what I'm going to after this, I do want to show you something very interesting on this computer here. It's a bit of a surprise because it's very fun to see. And then after that, we'll run Specviewperf. Actually, before we run Specviewperf, I might just run Geekbench 5 because that's been requested. Because that's probably a very quick run.
Yep.
It should be a very quick run actually for these two computers.
Start
and then
and finish.
then I'll go into I'm thinking of what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in the Solidworks benchmark so we can have a look at that because I know a lot of people who use the CAD, they love using Solidworks there, and I might actually bring in the 3D Max as well just to give a comparison as well too.
Yep.
And maybe we might even do energy. That one struggles every computer. Energy is a very, very, very high intensive CPU we're playing up, so that'd be nice to see. We'll put that one last anyway to see. But at the moment, I'm pretty impressed with even my Cinebench scores anyway. So
absolutely.
But they are not what you would call kind of real world into. Well, it is.
Well, yeah. If you're a graphics renderer, then yes, it would be a real world task for you.
Yeah.
But the multi-threaded version definitely shows you its pure compute horsepower that it has.
Yeah. Alright, sorry, I'm just going to have a look read of what's here. I can't remember what my 20 FE is that mobile phone. I think it is a Snapdragon something. I don't know. It's been alright.
I think it depends what market you buy to do, because I heard rumours that Samsung for Australia were swapping them out for they weren't Snapdragons, but some of them, not Qualcomms. There's another brand which is slightly less energy efficient and slightly less powerful for the Australian markets and some of the Asian markets, but I think a large majority of them are the Snapdragons.
Alright, I think so I'm just going to read one of these comments here as well. Lenovo always comes with logical prices. Yeah, they do have very good pricing, I've got to admit. Lenovo had fantastic pricing. They have good products. I wasn't sure about Lenovo before. I was using Dell's, but Dell's are overpriced, very expensive than what you get. Lenovo is the best value for what you pay for. Now, the one thing I do notice as well is Lenovo also do quite a bit of a performance as well, because they do kind of give them a bit more power as well.
Or just by the cooling capacity of that.
Yeah, you can see
of that cooler.
Yeah, like the twin cooler.
Yeah.
So we can definitely see. Well, we're nearly getting to the end of it.
Yep.
We're nearly getting to the end of it. But I would not be like, you and I are probably not very going to be surprised that the 5950 is going to beat this one quite. I wouldn't say hands down, but it's going to beat it for sure because of the new architecture.
I'd say it'd probably be in line with like the IPC difference from last gen, which would be about 15% maybe.
Yep.
Plus like a bit higher clock speed. So the 5950 just finished with a score of 573. I'm not sure where that compares to where it's meant to be factory-wise, but we'll find out in a second.
We'll find out in a second. Well, I'll wait for this to finish and I'll move the webcam around so we can see the different scores in a way. So that'd be cool. But yeah.
And single-threaded workloads realistically on this kind of workstation, like that might be for Excel and stuff like that, which
is great.
And which you're not probably gonna, if you have this kind of machine, you're going to be using quite intense applications, let's be honest, not be doing single-threaded tasks.
Yeah, sure. There's a new. Yep, sorry about the burp there, guys. We'll get there.
Enjoying that iced tea a bit too much.
Yeah, I know. So, all right, here we go. How are we going along this one here? Nearly there. It's coming along. It's about to run. Finish its. What's this thing say? Yeah, prices are different for each country as well. And that's kind of why I don't really like to put pricing, but we do need to put some pricing in. I'll just quote the US pricing because it's easier to stand for everyone. I think everyone benchmarks there. Alright, it's about to finish off here.
Well, here we go, drum roll.
Here we go. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly show you. So this is the 5950. So we managed to get 573 points and a 1544X. And this is the Lenovo, this is the Threadripper, and it's got 488 points with 32.89.
Which we actually see actually means this actually scaled better. It's technically in single threaded because this is saying that for single threaded it only got a 15.4 multiplier, but this score is slightly higher at 32.89. So they're saying that the Threadripper actually scales better in single threaded tasks for per core.
Yeah, so definitely.
Quite decent.
Quite decent there as well. I'm going to show you something very funny. I'm just going to check that out. Where's your computer here? This one here.
Right there.
So I'm just going to do something really interesting. And I know some people would not find this amazing there. So let's have a look. Performance, and yeah, here we go. So this is what a Ryzen 9 5950 kind of looks like with all its like 16 cores with 32 logical, okay?
Which is just insane.
Which is insane to really begin with. And I'm just going to show you this one here. This is just comical at the best. So this is what it looks like.
It doesn't even give you a chart.
It doesn't even give you a chart. It just gives you like percentage numbers because there's that many cores in this thing. It's just hilarious to see that there running when it's running, especially. It's like we're not going to bother giving you graphs. We just give you percentages on how things are run anyway. So anyway, all right. So what the next? Oh, we'll get benchmarks, Geekbench running. So have you got Geekbench installed? No. Okay, I'll get you to install that. And I don't think I've installed that neither. There will be one on my thumb drives as well.
Okay,
so
yep,
you want to take that?
Take the wheel on mine.
And I will install the Geekbench 5. It's in my thumb drive. Geekbench 5. So let's get this going through here.
Either blind or I can't see it.
Under test. Yep, that one there. Yep,
yep.
And there will be a Geekbench down. Scroll all the way down. Yep, and you'll see Geekbench 5 down there. Yep, double click on that. Later on. Okay. We'll do this as 3, 2, 1 as well again. Let's do it as a race.
Alright. And now, do you know if Geekbench 5 is video card or is it CPU?
We'll do the CPU. We'll do the CPU. We'll do the CPU anyway. Yeah, we'll do the CPU anyway first. So, alright.
Alright, now where to go? Here we go.
Yep. We'll just wait for that. Later. Yep. Cool. You got the CPU. Yep. Okay. You ready?
Yep.
You counted down, mate.
3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. Let's see this course. I'm going to try and bring this a little bit closer to this.
And they're off.
And they're off. Alright. Video compression. Oh, yours is...
I'm wondering if some of these tests that it's doing for Geekbench 2 are again single-threaded, because like anything for single-thread, the new architecture that AMD released on the gaming side, that's going to be about 15% faster and all that kind of stuff. But the multi-core is where the workstation shine.
Well,
absolutely.
And also, like I said in the when I was talking about earlier, is that with the whole brute force and stability.
Yes.
So this thing will work. So this thing, if you run Geekbench 5 continuously for 24/7, look at it a week, 7 days later, it should pretty much perform the same score running all that time. Whereas on the the Ryzen 7, it may probably drop down because of the cooling. Oh, that's just liquid cooled and stuff like that. But even stability could crash. Anything can happen anyway. Whereas especially in an enterprise environment where we can't have it crash, crashes could cost you a lot of money anyway. So
exactly.
That's one of the things we need to look into.
Looks like you've caught up.
Looks like it's caught up, eh?
Oh, and I'm ahead again.
but then again, like I said, it's all about clicking. How fast did I click away?
Exactly.
So we'll find out the scores anyway, how it goes. So anyway, while that's, well, I'll have a quick read of the comments as well too. Price difference, thank you for, no worries. I think they're just saying thank you for coming along.
Oh,
so
thanks guys, it's my pleasure.
first we're late. What's the video you're comparing to? Oh yeah, so sorry, g'day Sam, how's it going? So we're comparing the AMD Ryzen 5950X, which is probably what best you can buy for consumer
right.
Yep, which is on the right. And the one on the left is the new Threadripper Pro. This is a 32 core one, so that's the 3975WX. At the moment, you can't buy this one. This one is not on the consumer market or things. It is only in this workstation currently at the moment. Maybe a little bit later on, you can then purchase this as a chip by itself, but at the moment, it is only in the Lenovo ThinkStation P620. So that's just finished itself. All right. Got some really good scores on that one there, isn't it? So.
Well, it was funny. You'd see mine pull away, and then it must hit some multi-threaded tasks, and then the Lenovo would catch straight back up. So I think it's just a mixture of which task is doing for the actual score, or the actual benchmark itself. So I'm wondering.
So there's a single core thread and the multi-core thread. It's going to be really interesting there. So we're just going to say, so the 5950X at the moment for the single core, it has scored 1484. Oh, what's happened there? Error results help the upload. What have I done?
I think that's for the result. Oh, because do you have internet plugged in? Because I think it needs
the internet. Yes, I'll have to plug that in. Sorry,
Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake. Oh, I know why it's happened. I've plugged in my Ethernet into your computer. That's why. So I'll need another.
That's alright. I have a Wi-Fi dongle.
Oh, you have got a Wi-Fi dongle. Okay. All right. I'll wait for this and I'll rerun this. Sorry guys about that.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that.
So I'll do my Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Can you pass me your Ethernet cable there?
Yeah.
Alright, there we go.
There we go. Oh, we're a bit short.
Yeah, a little bit short. Actually, no, I'll just move this forward. No, that's right. I'll just move this forward. Give this to me. Alright, I've got it. Okay.
Take two.
Take two. Alright. I'll just run this as it is. That could be also a reason why this was struggling a little bit. Maybe.
Well, I don't think it needed internet for the others, because I think it's just to load the validation page, I think.
Okay, valuation page. Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
We need to set up the Wi-Fi. Not sure if you want to move the camera off your Wi-Fi when you're entering the password and stuff.
I'll do that right now. Which keyboard I'm running off? This one here.
Yeah.
There's so many keyboards here. Yeah, now we're good. Now we've got the computer. Now we're on the same sort of benchmark. Yeah. So that looks to be running a lot quicker now with the Ethernet plugged in. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes anyway. So. Oh,
what'd you do, Ryan?
I don't know.
Lost focus.
I've got the VPN turned on here. Let's quit that VPN. Just quit VPN. Alright. How's that coming along? Image compression. It looks to be running a lot quicker than this round than the previous round, I think it has. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll just have a quick read of the CPU, of the comments while that's happening a lot. So, alright. Let's look. Came up to right here. Okay, I didn't know about that processor there for Samsung. That's kind of cool. Alright, it's nice to know about the Snapdragon 8650 Plus. Alright, how's that coming along? Cool.
We're nearly done.
We're nearly done. Alright, so after this, I'm going to do Specviewperf to do that. And it's coming along quite quickly, nice there.
Yeah, well, like I said before, it looks like when there's multi-threaded tasks, it just like chunks.
Yeah, it's just chunking on. Yeah, I found
done.
Found my little code there, so it's really nice to see.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, Before you guys comment too about my desktop clutter, I normally have a super ultra wide monitor, a 5120 by 1440 resolution, pretty much two of these monitors side by side, so I normally have all my icons split up, but unfortunately I plugged it into Brian's monitor and mashed them all onto one tiny screen.
Well, I'm running my 32-inch on a different on the stream at the moment, so I've just pulled up two 24-inch, so just to make it easier for this webcam so we can see this anyway. So yeah, how's that coming? It's nearly there. Speech recognition. That's about it. Now I don't know if I should do. I'll just wait. Yep, that's all right. And pretty much we're running off our most optimal drivers at the moment for this machine learning. So there we go. Here we coming up.
All right, come on, internet.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. My internet's really slow. That's for Australia for you here. There we go. Whoa, that is insane. Okay.
That multi-core.
That multi-core is insane. Okay. I'm just going to do it again. So the 5950X. So single core was 1484 and multi-core is 14813. Now the Threadripper here Pro has a single core 1246. So that's about 200, a little bit less, but that's all right.
Yeah, the 15% mark again behind.
15% mark is what we expected. And then for the multi-core score, it's kind of where it shines. 24,644. So that's like another 10,000 extra on the score marks. That is insane, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, just that multi-core, and that's pretty much it, because there is another, 16 cores on there, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, not 16. Yeah, it is 16 cores.
It is close, yep.
It is 16 cores.
And 32 more threads.
Yeah,
yep.
32 more threads, so it's kind of expected, and that is quite nice there. So, anyway, what we'll do is we'll run in the Specviewperf, because this is where the graphics card will come and play as well, and this is where this P620, this is where its natural course will be, and you'll see that. So what we'll do is we'll do solid marks first. So we'll just do the solid mark down here. So we'll just untick all the rest and just have solid mark, and we'll just run solid mark. So at the moment we're running at full HD basically. We're not going to run it at 4K because I don't have two 4K monitors. I've only got full HD monitors anyway.
Yep.
So you want to count us off?
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
I might have pressed mine a little bit slower than yours, so we'll find out. But either way, we'll just get a score regardless anyway. So I'll just move this a little back so you can just sort of see this. It's a bit whirly there, so...
I can already see your car spinning a lot faster than mine.
Come on, car! Oh no, I know. But yeah, no, it would be interesting. So this will be the Quadro 5000 in here, RTX 5000, and this is running the Geforce RTX
3080.
3080.
The 10 gigabyte card.
Yep.
Which the I think the 5000 is a 16 gig card with ECC memory.
ECC memory. Yep.
Yep. And for most of the scientific modeling stuff too, just from the stuff I read before, the ECC is what you want, because you don't want any errors in
that's it.
in your data.
That's pretty much it. You don't want errors in your data. So this is a bit surprised, isn't it?
There we go.
Here we go. We're going to see some big differences here. Now, this is just, chugging along, no problems at all. And this one's starting to, see some struggle here at the moment, isn't it? That's like going twice the speed of that at the moment.
Well, you've just overtaken me. Oh, look at that.
Even the wireframe part is just... it's just chugging along. Like, this is just like...
We can see my PC... Oh, it's wrong keyboard.
Wrong keyboard. Yep, you want to bring that up?
Oh, I'm getting a massive 17 frames per second on my PC.
Yeah.
I've just got some of my benchmarking program installed, so it's just fun to see it. NVIDIA's current flagship gaming card against an actual workstation card.
Well, you've got the flagship processor and the gaming card as well.
Very true, very true.
So that's not a slow poke in any sort of fashion, but this Threadripper is just giving it a little bit of a laugh.
Yes.
At its core. So, and this is kind of like on the right hand side for what you would get for is a DIY, and this is the OEM. So
yeah, it
is quite a bit of a shocker here at the moment. Even for me, I'm like, wow, this is doing really well.
There definitely are going to be some runs where there are going to be some tit for tatting, but definitely in these specific tasks, the the Workstation just gonna dominate my gaming PC. No competition.
No competition at all at the moment, so...
I think you're probably about 2 tests ahead after this one.
I might be, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I know, they're on the same one now, but that is definitely faster.
What I might do something is just to help people out is, I might just write down this thing here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite an insane difference. We haven't even seen the score yet. I think I can see mine's currently doing about 70 frames per second, which again it isn't a slouch. And this is a current, you know, $1,600 Australian dollar flagship gaming graphics card. But as you can see by the frame rate that this is just pushing out in comparison to this, it's a lot.
Alright. Oh, that is
oh yes.
Wow. That's quite a bit of a score there. Alright, so here we go. We're going to the best gaming computer, and in score marks, composite score is 105 here, and in this one here, in the Threadripper, well, look at that, 181. That is like nearly double the speed as we can expect it from it. So that's pretty crazy insane. I'm just going to have a quick look at the, also while we have a look, just drill it down to the frame rates here. So we're just going to quickly look. So it's frame rates on the, this is the gaming computer here. So this is the 5950. So I'll just give you a quick look at the scores of the, just the frame rates per second. So you can just have a quick look at that. And then we'll just have a quick look at the frame rates on this Threadripper.
And you can see there's some vast differences.
It is some vast differences.
Straight
this thing
away.
is just...
I think there's one or two tests I can see there where mine's ahead by like 5%, but then there's other ones where the Workstation's like 30-40% further ahead.
So I think the next one I'm going to run off, which I see a lot of people are going to run off, is the...
I think these two tests here are the biggest comparisons of just pure GPU compute power in the Quadro cards.
Yep, so you can see the Quadro card really bringing...
So you can see down here in these last two tests, the Tesla towers. My PC is getting 181, 141 FPS. Move over to the Workstation PC, where again this is what it's made for. 667, 642. So that's over 4 times higher than current top of the line DIY gaming peripherals and hardware.
So this
absolutely insane.
And I'm just gonna okay. So we're going to run. I'm just gonna go back. Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna go back, and we'll just do the 3D Max score. Just have a look at it, because I know for some people, for the modeling side of things, that it's a very interesting.
3D Max 06.
Yep. 3D Max 06. Right. Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. We'll let that run.
And they're off.
And they're literally off, isn't it? So.
I'd like to see the frame rate on that, because it's I can see all the frame tearing, so it has to be thousands of FPS. Let's have a look. I couldn't even see that on my screen. It's cutting off my my benchmarking readouts, because it must be doing like 4 multiple like small ones.
Yeah. I am just making a makeshift label here just to help us out for the people just joining us here. So.
And like I was saying before, there definitely are going to be some tit for tattings where just the new generation of NVIDIA gaming PC hardware is just going to be faster in specific stuff. But yeah, like we saw in that last test, the Quadro absolutely demolishes the RTX 3080.
Oh yeah. No
competition.
Yeah,
4 times faster. You'd need 4 of them. Which is $6,000 a video card.
Yeah, I'll just give the guys a little bit of hand here, just a bit of a rant through, so what is what, so maybe that might give us a little bit of help. I'm just making makeshift one. I don't know if they'll be able to see it or not, but it'll help people out who are just joining us in anyway. So, wow, that thing is just making you dizzy. So, I used to use this when I was back in the days when I was gaming myself, learning how to do 3D Max, and it is a very demanding application here. So, we're just gonna have a look. Man, that's just
I'm glad that I don't suffer from any like light sensitive ailments. Otherwise, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll be out for it right now.
Insane of just. So we're just gonna see how that runs.
That's terrifying. That's what nightmares are made of.
I think this is your first time seeing this benchmark.
It is actually.
It is, yeah, because you're used to the 3D Max, the gamings.
Yeah. Most of my time benchmarking is spending in games being shot, trying to get a Call of Duty benchmarking and trying to like a specific run through. And because it's all online, you just get shot. You feel, oh damn, I have to restart this run, go into a brand new match again. Just that way, it's always a real world representation. But yeah,
exactly.
This is quite funny to see.
Well, a lot of, like I said, these two are like your computer is at the moment, the best you can get.
I think it would probably retail for probably $5,000-6,000 Australian dollars.
Yep.
It has liquid cooling. It has multiple NVMe drives, and that's quite a pricey bit of kit. Yeah. So like these are not, his computer's not a slouch in any form or factor. In terms of seeing these, like this is just going quick. Like when I run this on our normal workstations or mobile workstations, you see this comes a lot slower, of course. Yeah. There we go. We've got a composite score. So let's have a look at this. Oh, quite a bit different. It's quite a bit of a difference here. Yeah, isn't it? So this is the Ryzen 5950X with the RTX 3080. So it's got a composite score of 323.85. And this is the Threadripper here. So this is at the moment looking at 232 and 53.33. So it's actually slower than yours one there. So let's just drill it down, find out what's really for 3D modeling wise. Let's have a look-see. Yeah, let's have a look-see. All right. You want to explain this one? And that just could be between depending on like how many CUDA cores like the Quadro has and the new 3080 has and stuff like that. And again, the 3080 has only been out for 2 months, and there's supply shortages around the world. So you probably, if you order one now, you're not going to get one until February next year. That's pretty much it. So, alrighty. So let's see if I can see any disparities between the two. So I can definitely see. No, it's just outright quicker. Across the board, it is quicker. It's just cross-right quicker. So this, and then we'll just move it to the. This is the Quadro 5000. And also, again, we're looking at different architecture times as well too. So we do need to bear that in mind. And will that just to me graphically look like the kind of stuff that this card would be designed to run in game? It's running all those wireframes of character faces, of building models, stuff like that. So I think that would realistically, like to me, like just first impressions. I haven't looked into this test before, but that would look like more of a gaming-ish benchmark, just because it is doing all those wireframes and tessellations and also and shaders as well, which is what things. Alright, so what we'll do is we're going to do this one here, and I've known this one quite an intensive benchmark, which is what we call energy. And this one usually brings any computer to a halt, which is painful for every computer that's out there. But this is used a fair bit, of course, people to develop it. So, you want to count it down, mate? 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. Oh, you can just see the difference there. Now, this is going quite quick. Like for me, because I've done this benchmark many times, and even this is very quick. Usually, you see this staggering. It's barely able to do anything, and this is just running smooth there. So you can just kind of see just the difference there. And there might be some tip for tatting, because I can see now on this one, on the right, mine's going slightly faster. Yep. But yeah, that first one was just light years difference. And I think he was also talking about on the one when you were running this for the very first time, because he's pre-ran this one this first time. He did see. I think he was talking about artifacts as well. Well, yeah. So my overlay that I normally use, which shows my frame rates in games and whatnot, that I do lots of my benchmarking through. When I display it, the graphics card refuses to even render, and it has. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera here. I'm trying to get a bit closer. But it has graphical artifacting on the screen, where these should have words and letters on there. So that's also about the stability as well. Like we're talking about error correction as well and things like that. So it's run very well. So. And just feeling the air coming out of the
How hot is it at the moment?
Lenovo, it literally feels like maybe 5-10 degrees above room temperature.
Yeah.
So I'd actually be curious to see what.
Oh yeah,
it's
I think some people are going to be curious. So I'm going to pull out the thermal camera while that's running. I'm going to go find my thermal camera first. It's going to be fun. So.
Hidden away in Brian's assortment of toys everywhere.
Oh, I've got toys everywhere. We're going to have a look at the thermal camera on this. Alright, let's have a look.
Alright, yeah, so score-wise, the server station absolutely destroyed my PC again. So, composite score of 36.76 on the 5950X with the 3080. And now on the Threadripper Pro with the Quadro workstation card, 56.39. So it's about 70-80% higher than mine. And yeah, so that's again where its specific tasks come into it. Now, so, I'm interested to see what the breakdown of that first test was, because yeah, it was quite funny seeing the frame rate difference on screen.
Alright, yep.
Alright, yeah, so it seems pretty consistent, but it seems like the FPS wise across the board it's nearly double. So I'm getting 35, 52, 16 on this one. And we have 81.95 in that first test. Test 2 was a bit slower, but then
a little bit. Yep.
Sorry,
yep.
But then again in test 3, we're more than double mine. So yeah,
it's pretty. And this is a very hard, very intensive sort of thing here. Alright, while we're at it, I'm going to bring up the thermal. I might need your help with this one here.
Do you want me to?
Yep. So if you probably want to have a quick. If you bring.
Gotcha.
Sorry. We're going to take this down to the bottom level because I've got the thermal camera currently running off. I don't know. Hopefully, you'll be able to see some of the heat that's coming out of this computer here. So this is kind of what we're looking at. So at the moment, I'm just going to bring that up here. So down here where it's. So it's recalibrating here. So just give me a second. If you can just watch if that camera's working.
Absolutely.
Maybe just bring that back a little bit. So at the moment, where the sorry, what's this camera? Oh, sorry, this camera.
The split spider web.
I've got just cables. Let's move the cable.
Here we go.
So at the moment we've got it's actually running quite cool. Like outside, that is running around about 37 degrees is the hottest area I see from the exhaust from here.
From the chassis?
Yeah, that's 37 degrees is the hottest. I'm just having a quick look down this side here. This side is pretty much about 34 from that side here. So that's about 34. That's not doing bad at all. I'm just going to have a quick see if I can move this out a little bit.
Considering as well that that's cooling
that's
at 200, I think it's 280 watt CPU. That's very reasonable.
Yeah, it's very cool there. So that's very good. So what we might do also have a look at is its core. What's the core, so to speak, when we run? We'll run the
true.
We'll run the core on that and see if we can bring in the temperature. What's a good temperature, core temperature application?
864. I can pop it on.
Oh yep. I've got it in there.
Oh, you got it?
So I've got it in there. So
hardware info.
Hardware info. Yep. I've got it. If you can bring that up, and we'll bring that up, and then we'll start it off, and we'll have a look at
I think I had the wrong keyboard.
You had the wrong keyboard? Oh yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, yep. We'll have a look at what's kind of...
And my 5950X is cooled with a 240mm Arctic 2 all-in-one, and it is pretty much a best-in-class for its size kind of water cooling, so it's going to be quite interesting to see the temperature comparison.
Yep.
It is cooling half the amount of cores that
it is.
that you're having to cool. That's for sure. I'm looking for my
drive.
I'm looking for my downloads pictures.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
All right.
Sensors.
I'll just kind of copy what you're using, so I'll find out.
So
you've actually got different sensors.
When you first run it, you'll have it'll be option.
I'll let you do that.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. You'll get to the screen faster than I can get to that screen.
Okay, here we go.
So.
Let me close all this down. Try again. Take two.
Take two.
So we'll have it for sensors only. That way we can just purely see what we want to see. Its core clocks, we want to see its temperatures. Alright, so sitting here at idle. So, oh, look at all those cores. It's just a big list of CPU cores.
It's just a lot of big list.
A lot of
Alright, and this is no slouch as well. 16 is in there. Alright, I'll get you to have a look at what...
temperatures. Let's go down. Yeah, I'll move this a bit closer though.
Yep.
Let's see. Temperatures, yeah, that's usage, ratios. Here we go. Okay. So we're idling currently at 47 degrees, which is probably what, 26, 27 in here room temperature, which is very reasonable.
Yep.
I'm just going to bring it up on my 5950X, which again has water cooling.
Alright,
I'm idling it.
So at the moment, with this is the Threadripper here at the moment. So the Threadripper is currently idling at 46.9 degrees Celsius. And then we've got the, hopefully that just stops wobbling for you. This is the 5950X, and this one is idling at 52 degrees Celsius. So that's actually
very good.
So the Threadripper is actually getting cooled really good.
Lenovo's done a good job there.
Yeah, they've done it, and this is on like low fan settings at the moment, so you can actually bring up the fan settings even higher, way higher. So this is the lowest amount. So that's pretty good at there. So let's start the core run. I'm just gonna bring this onto the right side.
For the cores, did you want to load up again? Like, was it Cinebench? That way we can have the window up and then.
Yep, sounds good. Sounds good. Let's do that. I'll just kill off. So let's bring this back up here.
And again, just ignore all my many thousands of icons. Alrighty. Where do I have my Cinebench?
It's in my thumb drive.
I've got it in here somewhere. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Right, you probably want to put that, once we start running the thing, we can probably put the temperatures right next to each other.
Yep, I can.
Good idea. That's a good idea.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
We'll put those next to each other as close as possible. Alright.
Cool.
Alright, let's see if I can bring this down to as... Hopefully you guys can see this. Sorry. I'm going to bring this up a little just to see this. Okay. How are we going with core temperatures? Okay, I'm going to just start it off. So we'll just start that run and start that run. So we've just started the Cinebench run here. So sorry, I should have moved this along that way here to edit out of space. This is probably not enough run to make this thing run.
I think you might have to sit there just clicking run again.
I know.
I might do the same.
I might actually do the single core. Should we do this?
No, that's not going to...
We need to do the multi-core, don't we?
So I'll just hit...
Yeah, I'll just keep running it a couple of times. So
let me try and get
that. Well, I'm a lot quicker because I've got to hit it more times than you do because I finished this quickly.
I think you're going to be done the second time.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm already done this. I'm on the second round already. So at the moment, what are we hitting around for my one? Okay, well, for the Threadripper, we're still stuck at
77, 78
77,
degrees.
Yep.
And again, that's powering twice as many cores.
Yeah, so we're doing pretty good. I'm just gonna keep. I'm still continue running this, and at the moment, I've hit 70. I've hit 80 degrees. 80 point. No, it's come back down. So it's 80. It was the highest I've seen. 80.4 degrees. Yours is going around about 6. Oh no, yours is about 78.
It dips that slight second. Oh, I've hit 80 now.
Yep.
Now that my liquid cooler is starting to saturate.
Yep. So we'll just continually clicking run a few times, so we're not slowing this thing down at all.
And from memory as well, I think AMD have said temperature-wise anywhere under 95 for everyday use is perfectly acceptable because they don't thermothrottle themselves to 100 degrees Celsius.
So the Threadripper, the solution that Lenovo has put into here has been quite good. Like, it is a bit on the loud side, but I'm hoping they actually maybe do a BIOS update. We can probably bring that down a little bit, but overall it's actually been quite capable compared to even a liquid cool at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's doing pretty good. So at the moment, the highest I've seen is, I think the highest I've seen is 84 degrees Celsius I know I've got 88 here, just hit a very quick 88 degrees. But mostly around about 82 to 84 seems to be averaging. Yours is averaging around about, I would probably say 70-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, 70-ish.
Yep.
It seems to be averaging around about 70-ish every time I run, or it's up to like 80, but 70-ish, 75 will probably average it down.
All the averages that are listed is only 3-degree difference. So on the right hand side we have the averages. So it's 60.
I'll let you have a look at it.
So we've got 65.2 for the average temperature for this one in between runs, as well as while we're running it, and 62. So only 3-degree difference. And again, I have a big beefy all-in-one water cooling, and this is cooling twice the amount of cores, and I think about 80% more power draw too. So that's very, very, very impressive.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic job.
Actually, you can even see it. The CPU power package. Mine's currently drawing 127 watts. It's drawing 279 watts. So yeah, they've done an amazing job with their cooling solution.
Yeah, they've done really good, I think. I'll just let this last one run, and I'll call it that for this one there. So that's really amazing. I'm pretty blown by that. Very nice.
I wonder as well what the average clock speeds too that it's holding to, because AMD have done quite well with their speed stepping kind of thing. So as it gets hotter, they'll clock down, but as well if it has lots of thermal headroom, which looks like the Lenovo does, it will let it consistently push higher clock speeds.
Alright, so let's do the clock speed counter then.
So I think it's just a smidge higher up on the... It should already be recorded for us.
Alright, I'll let you do it. You're way quicker than I'm going to go look for this.
Alright, let's have a look-see. Oh, we swatched right past it. Alright, so from the back-to-back Cinebench run, it looks like the Lenovo, it was peaking at about 4.2 to 4. Well, we have one thread at 4.3 gigahertz, with an average of about 3.6. And remember, this average is also including our idle time in between too, where it's downclocking too. But that's still a very respectable clock speed for such a big, beefy
computer.
And the 5950X, again, we're opening these applications at pretty much the same time. So the average is going to be very close, and you can see with the averages that they're very much consistent. The 5950 was hitting 3.6, 3.5, 3.6 for its averages. Its maximums were a bit faster than that 4.7, but that's just that newer quality of silicon from AMD on the new Zen 3 architecture. So I'm going to be I'm already currently excited for next gen Threadripper, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I can see that just improving. I can't see, and especially if it's going to say 15 to 20% increase, that's a pretty big thing anyway. So I'll bring it back to our normal stream side of things. So yeah, you'll see us all drinking our way on these stuff when we do.
I'm parched.
So yeah, I'm parched. But no, and I've got a comment from BWZ. Yeah, so with the Lenovo T14 Gen 2, that would be good. I know what you're talking about, the 11th Gen, because we're starting to see a little bit of 11th Gen, especially with the 11th Gen. I think they also got the Evos as well in there. So I've actually got one of the new 11th Gen out here. So I'm going to have to do the unboxing for this. So this was from Intel. They've actually sent this one for review. So this is my probably first 11th Gen 11th Gen Evo is what they call it. So this is going to be interesting. I haven't unboxed it because I'm going to have to do a recording for unboxing because I've never seen a MSI. This is going to be interesting to find out what that is. So be sure to stay on with that. I don't know if it's a workstation class computer, I think, as well too.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting. And I also got
there's plenty of toys.
Yeah. I've got plenty of toys. I've also got I think this one here is another one. I just got this one in. Sorry, I'm running out of camera. But yeah, I've got the new XPS 13 as well.
Shiny.
So this one is I'm pretty sure this one runs the 11th Gen. Yeah, so it's the 11th Gen Evo as well. So that's convenient. It's i7. So we're going to run this thing off a little bit later on. I've got to find time to record these and do all the things. There's just so many computers to do at the moment. So yeah, it's just, it's a lot of fun.
That's it.
So yeah. But no. Do you guys have any questions about these, the Threadripper or the Lenovo P620 at all? This is quite amazing to actually see. I know probably this could be the very first P620 out there, but it is pretty amazing. The scores are just pretty mind blowing for for
that
the
multi-threaded,
for the multi-threaded. Oh, well, actually, what we might try and do is I did say we wanted to try and put in the 3080 into it.
It is a very big card. I had my old case for 10 years. And this is the first video card that actually made me buy a new case because I couldn't fit in my old workhorse. So it's going to be a test.
Yeah, because I think there have been people who will buy this card, buy this Threadripper, and some people may want to actually put in
a GTX series card.
GTX series card, just to bring
RTX series card,
RTX series card, just to bring down some of the price down there, because what Lenovo offers, and they've been offering a fantastic, because it is geared towards the professional market, but I do know some people do, especially in COVID times, they want to just bring out some cost savings, so that, and they may not need the stability performance, they're able to sacrifice a bit of stability performance for a bit of a little bit similar sort of performance.
Yep, and then when the boss is looking, you can just
it.
alt tab and play a few games.
Because here in Australia, even the Quadro cards, like the Geforce 5950, it's probably nearly half the price of the Quadro 5000 card. Anyway, so it's actually even less than the Quadro 5000 card. So yeah, so we might try and see if we can jump the 3080 into, and even just to see if the size, if it's able to get in there. So what we'll do is we'll turn these two computers off.
I'll just do mine the old school way.
Yeah.
Press the button.
So I'm a work person, so you're a gamer, very different.
Yep, I'm just like, off it goes. I'll worry about the updates and problems tomorrow.
Whereas I'm like, no, we need to safely cut it down just to make things. So you probably can hear that's turned itself off.
Much quieter now.
Much quieter now. Anyway, so we're going to do the operation now on the bench.
I might have a handy dandy screwdriver.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to bring this thing down. Alright, I've got a screwdriver here, so you'll need a screwdriver.
Got one right here. My ratchet boy.
Yeah, alright, let's bring that down. We'll need to undo these things.
Time for some surgery.
Alright, let's do this.
I'll jump around the back here.
Yeah.
Just mind the shine off my bald head.
Is the 3080 similar to the, what was you said, it was a 2060 Super, was it?
Yeah, so I think performance-wise, if you did go for the Quadro series card and you wanted to game, it is still a very capable gaming card.
Yes.
But I'd say comparatively wise, it's probably game-wise about an RTX 2070 Super, maybe even a 2060 Super game-wise. So you can definitely get into that 1080p and even 1440p gaming, but it's definitely not going to have the pure gaming horsepower that the 3080 has.
Yep. I'm just going to clear some of the space.
But yeah, it's going to be quite a funny test.
Alright, I'm just going to move this around just so I can... Alright, we'll move that around. Oh, that's a nice beast there. That is a big whopper. For those who've never seen the 3080, it's a big beast in a way. It's a big beast. That is a huge sucker. Alright, let's open this baby up.
I'll move mine over this way for you.
Yeah.
I'll give you a bit
more. We'll take that thing out first.
Yep.
We'll take it, then we'll do one thing at a time. Oh, we've just lost the mouse. No, that's all right. We lost the mouse. Alright.
That glass aside. Alrighty, so.
Bring this thing out. Oh, give me a second. I did it. Maybe I'll be on the right way of doing this thing. There we go. Okay. Whoop.
And for those who aren't aware, the 30 series and the 30 series cards that come out, the 3080 and the 3090 themselves, they are notoriously known for being, case killers because.
Oh, this has got an interesting sort of a bracket system here.
For a release.
Yeah, there's actually an extra bracket. Oh, I might actually just pop this thing through the things so you can actually, some people.
We'll let you guys see.
See what I've got. Very interesting sort of thing to see. So give me a second. Let me bring a webcam.
Did you want to do a comparison of a DIY gaming?
DIY gaming thing. There's a DIY gaming.
We've got the water cooling.
But he's done it very quickly.
Video card, we've got a capture card.
Yeah. So, and then this is it there. Anyway, for those who just joined me a little bit later on. So, what I was just trying to bring, let me bring us, can you hold on to this webcam? Yeah, I'm just going to try and bring some lighting so you guys can see something that's interesting that this OEM does do. So I can see here, if you can kind of see, there's actually a metal bracket here that's holding on to this card as well.
I think that's one of those brackets that they put in to stop the cards seeing Like with this card itself, this is a very heavy card. So sometimes if cases are vertically mounted, they tend to sag over time. It can damage the PCI Express lane. So lots of manufacturers, again, and this is why some of the OEMs are, why you might go for an OEM, because you're not going to suffer from the problem, because they've already gone and put in
a solution
an anti-sag bracket. So you're not going to get that the tension on the PCI lane.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to see, isn't it? Well, for me, that's I'm used to it, but also I've now got to work out how to get this thing out, which is the best way to do, because I've not read the manual to actually do this. So let me try and can I get a screwdriver in here? Actually, maybe I'll do this.
There should be lots of clip brackets, maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of clip brackets and stuff like that. So let's have a look on this. Alright, let's try, and I might have to bring up the manual to actually.
Unlike the CPU, you you can't brute force this one out.
No, I don't want to brute force this one out. So
Lenovo might send you a bill.
That's it. Alright, let's take these things out first. Alright, that's a lot easier to actually get out. Now I'm going to try and find... Oh, that's hard to out. Let me go grab a...
Let me hold the light too.
Alright, I should let you probably do your thing.
Absolutely.
We'll bring this...
Swap the old camera back.
Yeah, I'll swap the camera back. And I'm going to go grab... I'm going to go grab a good old rubber band to help myself out for this.
Alrighty, so we're going to unscrew, nice and simple. Oh, that is a big boy. Oh, it looks like it's just going to fit, guys, by like this much. Now, just for a reference too, I actually have a 2080 Ti hiding in one of these boxes. I'm just going to give you a quick reference size just to show how much bigger this series of generation NVIDIA have made their video cards. Just to try and compete with the AMD next gen video cards, which have just released. So they are quite sizable.
Sorry, mate. Alright, my little trick is rubber bands. Put a rubber band, then you hopefully get some better grip. Well, I don't think I can have enough of that, but that much more in there.
Well, I do have some tiny hands. I can slip in there and try and grab it.
Oh, it actually uses a star shape too as well. So I'm going to try and work out. Okay, I can see this slides outwards. Alright.
So again, just for the size comparison, this is a 2080 Ti. This is NVIDIA's last generation flagship. And this is probably weighs a kilo in itself of just pure copper. And this is the 3080.
Alright.
Yep.
I might need to actually go read out the manual to actually remove this card here. Not an easy one here. Give me a second. Let's go read the card while I'm sorry about this card. It's a bit of a not an easy thing unless you can work something out.
Oh, I think I can get my hands in here.
You can get your hands in there. I've got Asian hands that are still not small enough, I think. This is not something you would normally do.
I think when we undo this, it should slide out together.
Oh yeah, that's true. Let's do that.
I think. So I think, is this a pull-up bracket?
Yeah, that was a pull-up bracket. I felt it come through. Oh yeah, we've got to take this thing out. Oh, it's PCI. Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
That was a two-person job. That was it. Okay, we might as well compare the card size.
Absolutely. So card size. Firstly, this is against last generations. Yep. Flagship, pretty much identical size.
Oops, sorry,
so this is the 2080 Ti RTX 5000 series.
Sorry.
Now,
I might just bring that just so close to the camera so they can see myself. There we go. All right.
2080 Ti in Brian's hand.
All right. So this is the RTX card size. Is that what I'm saying?
And then the guy she tells you not to worry about
is
the 3080.
So it's a whopping quite a lot bigger. By probably about good 20%. Yeah, it's about 20%. Yep, 20%. Yep. Now, just a quick comparison of this, because this has got that little extra bracket, the sag bracket. That's about right, isn't it? I think it may fit.
We're going to have like a millimeter of space.
Yeah, we'll actually be able to make it in there. So let me just do that.
Now,
I'm going to quickly chuck it onto this webcam mode, and then we'll watch you do this thing, hey?
I think I have found one slight problem with the PCI pins, but I have an adapter, so that should be fine.
So let's start.
Yeah, alrighty.
Do you need to get the adapter for it?
Oh, no, well, I'll grab that next.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, that'll fit. Oh,
what are we sitting on? Oh, we're sitting on the.
Oh, sorry, I've got
on the PCH.
I'll just try to bring this thing in. So
there we go.
Oh, that's popped in.
That is snug.
That is snug. So we've got. Hopefully, you guys can see it. We've got literally a few millimeters here. Oh, and where is my ruler? Oh, here we go.
I'll get this light for you too.
Yep, that'd be great if you grab me light. So we're just jerry rigging this thing here. So
where's the on button, Brian? There we go, found it.
Okay, 1 centimeter exactly. 1 centimeter. We've got 1 centimeter, just enough space for the 3080 to go in there. That's a tight fit still.
That is a very
tight fit. Anyway. Alright.
Alright, let me see if I can...
I'll just bring it back down to here. Alright, let's see if we can get
put
you the
back
power.
Over your
my
side.
lifesaver.
Alright, so I have an adapter here somewhere.
Alright.
Actually, it's in my 2060 box I have here.
Alright. So,
everyone always laughs when they come over because I have a big pile of graphics cards just sitting on my spare desk behind me.
What a benchmarker does.
Yeah.
Life of a benchmarker. But anyway, for those of you that have joined us straight in, so this is Callan. He's got a new channel out which is called the Lazy Benchmarker. So I'll put a link in the description below so you can follow what he does anyway. So he does more gaming benchmarks. So
lots of gaming. I'd like to get into maybe a bit of coding benchmarks one day, just like the consumer space, but that's a long way down the road. But that's just to ease my own curiosity. Oh, I don't need this video card.
You don't need the video card. What are you trying to do? We've got a big whopper here.
Cables.
Yep, we need to see cables and we were right.
Here we go.
Do we need to, I don't, just making sure I don't need to tie things up. No, we're good. That's pretty much it. So
now, is there a Molex in here somewhere?
We'll find out
which
there's
we
a
can
Molex.
pinch.
Okay.
Because the issue which I've found, I'm not sure. Can you show me the pin out on the Quadro card? I think that's a 6 and 8 config, which it. Oh no, it has. Oh no, it's on the end. Yeah, so that's a 6 and 8 pin config.
Yep.
The RTX 3080, because it is quite a power hog.
Yep.
I think these run up to maybe 350 watts of power. Needs 2 8 pins. So this power supply by default has a 6 and an 8 pin, which. Yeah. So there's a 6, but if there's a Molex spare, I have an adapter.
Do we find a Molex spare? Actually, no. There is actually more down here. I don't know what that's for. That's probably for the fan here.
Is it a hub down there?
It could be a hub. We might have to take this thing back out again to get to those ones.
We'll have a quick look.
Actually, is there another power supply? Another power somewhere?
If not, we can just probably open the other side of the case. And...
Well, look at this thing here.
Oh.
This is something that
you
couldn't do with a lot of other computers.
Oh, wow.
So it's modular. So I've just taken out the power supply completely. So as
and
you can
he's
see,
me fighting with cables at the back of the computer all the time.
This is one of the things about OEMs. You can just pretty much just chuck things in, take things out very quickly, hot swap them. Well, I wouldn't say hot swap. You can't hot swap them.
Compared to this,
big
where you would normally hide all your cables.
That's it, right? So this is something you're just taking out very easily. So I can see that we don't have that one there. So I'm just going to slide that one back in.
The other alternative, although I probably wouldn't do it with this, is you could jerry rig it where I could power it from this PC at the same time.
Let's not do that. We do want to just have this run by itself. We'll see what we need to make it work.
We'll pull it back out. Let's have
because I'll give you a hand with the PCI connector. Do you need?
I think I got it.
You've got it?
Yep.
I'll hold this thing down for you.
What are we caught on?
What have we caught on? I'll connect that up. Pull it up.
Oh, I was pushing it the wrong way.
You're pushing the wrong way, mate.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's late night for us because it's over here. We're about to hit. Is it what? No.
So this looks like a little hub.
Yeah, it's a hub for stuff. So it's holding things up. Sorry, I should actually.
That's a 6-pin.
I should actually bring this thing just so you guys can see what we're talking about. Anyway, so there is a little hub of holding just a couple of.
It's like they have a little distribution block there, just to make it nice and easy for cable management.
It's just cable management there. Yeah. So, yeah. Do you need anything from there?
I don't think they have the power cords which require. Hey, this was just a bit of a fun test.
Yeah. So it was just a fun test, and I'll just quickly show you since I've got the camera here. Here. So this is the power supply. You just take that out, and pretty much it slots into that little slot there. So you can see the power supply. It's really neat little feature that you don't see in consumer market. So that's what I like to show you. And then of course we've got, for those who are just joining us anyway, so we've got even the RAM's got their own little fans as well. It's pretty crazy. And of course, they've got the dual fan as well for the CPU, which is running the really massive thing there. So there. So
absolute monster.
Let's see if we can work out any more extra power we can bring.
One that would just be funny too. So this is the kind of configuration which you would have if you were having multiple quadros in your PC.
Yeah.
I'll just put in the small 2080 Ti.
Yeah.
Just for since you'd have two of the exact same size cards. Well, even though this one's a big fat one, but so I'll put back in the quadro. Do I have it in the right? Yep, there we go. And they made it nice and easy too with that guide rail and support. Cool.
Good stuff.
And now, although I think I might run into an issue with connectors in the way.
Okay, yep. Can you really fit the second card in there?
Let's have a quick look.
Ooh, it's going to be a tight.
Now this is a lot fatter though. So this
that's a lot
so this
fat.
is a 2-slot card. This is a 2.5 bay card. So most gaming motherboards will have the lanes separated just purely for the way that these are designed.
Yeah, whereas the quadros are designed to be single-slotted.
Correct. I wonder if we can pop it in this one. Let's have a look.
Yep. We'll just have a try. No?
If not, I'll just temporarily unplug this RAM to see if it fits. Yep, folds up. Sweet. It's too fat.
Still too fat. Okay, we're not going to be able to do anything with that.
Yeah. No.
So, in terms of power-wise, we can't...
definitely too fat.
Oh yeah, that's definitely too fat there. That's definitely too fat there. So basically, in terms of power-wise, we really couldn't power this thing, the 3080.
Yeah, and that's
what
just
we've got here
with that current configuration, which I'm sure if you were to buy it, this distribution hub would have 2 A pins. Like if you would have that, or even like the higher RTX 6000 series for the quadro cards.
Oh yes.
And 8000 series, they'd most definitely have 2 8 pins as well.
Okay, yep. So, was something we wanted to try, and I really didn't want to try and jiggery something from other computer because I wanted to actually see, can you do this with just what you've got here and just put a slot in the card. That you can just replace the card in this one here with your consumer card. That's all, without having to change the power supply or anything. But as you can see, the power supply is different, isn't it?
Yeah. So lots of the this one over two. No. So lots of the AMD video cards coming out, as well as not the quite top end cards. We'll still have an 8 and 6 pin too. So actually, even just this little 2060 Super that I have here just has one of the 8 pin connectors. So this will definitely go in there. Although they're probably about the same for gaming wise, but yeah, there's definitely other consumer cards. Should you ever feel like it, that would definitely be able to go in there.
Oh, cool! Well, that's a nice little experiment just for those who just want to ask that question. I thought I might, since I've got all these cards here, can we do it?
Yeah.
It's like the can you blend it? Alright, have we got any more questions?
We just had a question just about this case actually. So,
okay,
So this is a Cooler Master TD500 mesh case, which is very, very good.
Things are coming out.
That's where that spare screw went. So this is a beautiful case, which I know aesthetically, my girlfriend loves it too because it has beautiful RGB lights on the front. Someone like Brian, he doesn't like him at all, but I'm a big fan. But this is a great airflow case, and I
can definitely see with all the mesh, plus also the filters as well.
Yeah, it's got magnetic filters on it.
Also a question I should ask as well too. Has this thing got filters as well? And this is something that a lot of business we won't believe clean filters or anything like that.
Yes.
That's just something we just. These things will sit there and just take care. Then it's really up to when it gets serviced by the IT department, then we may look at the filters. But most of the time, we would, very rare, these things will actually have to, we'll have to worry about the filters in a way. But I'll just have a quick check if there is filters in this thing or not. I don't see any filters in terms of that. That's, like I said, it's very rare. You'll see a filter. No, there's no filters. Just if anyone's asking the question, if the P620 has the filters, air filters, no. So less maintenance for us?
Yeah, well, generally filters would just add serviceability time because they get clogged up quite fast.
They do.
So the convenience for me is I can just put a cloth over this and wipe it, but if you're in like a server environment, there'd be like behind mesh and stuff like that, so you actually have to open the case.
Yeah, that's it. We try and at least as amount of time to open these cases up because we just literally, it sits there and it does its work and we just knock off and we're like, hey, see you computer, and that's it. So yeah. I think there was a question. I want to have a quick look at the question there. All right, so here we go. any chance to get the X1 Nano? Yes, I do. I have put a request in, and I'm hoping, especially with the COVID time at the moment, it's a little bit difficult to get any sort of shipping for any Lenovo computers or even Dell computers. It's just hard at the moment, but I have put a request in for the X1 Nano. I'm very interested to see that because that will go against the XPS 13. That would be very fantastic to actually have a look at that one there. So yes, I had that. Whenever it's made available here and be able to ship it, hopefully I'll be getting it away. So I have put a request for the X1 Nano there for you. So Note 20, that's right. Okay, yeah, the Note 20 Ultra. I've been playing for a little bit. It's been fun. One of my workmates have got it, and yeah, we've been comparing a bit of things. Especially the camera is a lot better on the Ultra as well. But then yeah, it's twice the price as well too. So yeah, cool. Has anyone got any more questions about the P620 or anything for that? We're just slowly putting this thing back together again. It's still quite nice.
Like Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah.
I'm the King's Horseman. I'll put it back together again.
So yeah, but no, overall it's generally a really nice looking computer. It doesn't have RGB because that's what we don't want. As a person who works, we don't want to see RGB. It's like I turn
distracting.
things. It's distracting. It's just too distracting in a way. So yes, thank you there. So I'll just have a quick check if there's any more.
And just like I said earlier as well, it is surprising how small this profile is. Like, for such a workhorse that this is, you can see the height profile-wise that this is quite substantially taller than my gaming PC. And it's a much slimmer form factor too.
It is. I definitely see like it's probably a good 5 centimeters shorter.
So
about
it would definitely help if, like you're saying, like you'd normally order like 10, 15, 20 of them, and they'd probably be stacked up somewhere.
Yeah, sometimes these are stacked up to be clusters and stuff like that. So these things just are high computing power as well too. So.
And it's got USB-C, so realistically you could have them in another room and have all your profiles just plugged in by one USB-C cable.
USB-C's on the front. No, it's only in the front, so you just do it in the front. So yeah, it's easy. You can just put a big rack if you really wanted to put a rack in it, just USB-C it all together.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It's like, ooh, lot of power.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just click that one back in.
And yeah, it is highly solvable, like with my PC. Screwdriver, necessarily this one, just the bracket, push down.
I don't think I've actually used a single screw.
There's not, you haven't touched it.
Yeah, I didn't have to do that. No.
That one's locked in,
Yeah, that's locked in. And that's the other thing about OEMs is that you don't have to worry about screws.
I better plug back in the RAM.
Oh, what's that? Oh, okay, RAM cooling, okay. And these are specifically built this way for this configuration, so that's the thing about OEMs in a way. So, whereas these are built for anything to be in there.
Yeah.
So these things are also built for airflow in a particular way as well too for these OEMs.
Yes.
For Lenovo, and it's been and just seeing how from our testers, been pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good solution. It's been just airflow. It's not even liquid cooled, so it's airflow. So
yeah.
And we probably generally model. I know this question's been asked to me as well previously. Is why don't we see liquid cooling in these workstations? And the quite simple fact is we don't want leaks. These computers will run 24/7 more than likely. And if anything, especially water gets into these electronics and waters, do not mix as always. So any sort of leakage is just a chance. And again, we pay, the businesses pay extra for stability and reliability. And introducing liquid to it is just anything can be, any connection can leak. And that's the reason why a lot of the workstations are
also not just leaks too. Like I myself have had 2 water coolers not leak but block up. So then they just become ineffective. It's like, oh, why am I sitting 100 degrees on idle? I mean, like, oh wait, my pipes aren't even hot. Like, what's the go here? So you could have pump failure. You could have a blockage because after a while, because like normally in a CPU block they'll have many fins, and the coolant that goes in there can just get gunked up and can start to like clog and cake up. And yeah, so that's another point of failure. Whereas if you have a fan, this one all has 2 fans, so if one dies, like you still have redundancy.
That's it. But also with for those who have never been with Lenovo's before, they actually have software, especially with the enterprise. They already they assess these computers all the time, and they predict what if something's failed. They already in some countries they will automatically send a job to Lenovo to say this thing's about to fail. They'll already send a replacement part to you, or take them to, especially these big workstations, because these things do not cost cheap at all. These are quite expensive.
Yeah, well, like even to see with the heatsink, it has easy like detachable clips just to pull up the up the fan. If I can find the clip points. But yeah, there's just 2 clips here, and it looks like they have like a cutout for a screwdriver to go down and just push out the pins, and the fan would slide out. Whereas this, I literally have to take out my motherboard and everything to take out this radiator block. So highly serviceable.
Yep.
Fun for gaming.
Not so fun
and
to play.
I have fun building it, but I wouldn't want to do this every single day.
And that's all the difference with OEMs is basically for serviceability is time is money, as they always say. Time is money. If I can just get the thing out, hence why
slide in, slide out.
Slide in, slide out, as we saw. Bang, done. Probably the hardest part to get this is the main board out. And even the main board, I do see screws in there. So it's still mounted like a normal thing, but I think very rare you'll get a system board error. But if you do, yeah, unfortunately everything you get is going to, but I'm sure to rebuild this computer is going to be so much quicker than rebuilding that computer with the system board and no problem. And so yeah, with everything just clip in, clip out and bang, bang.
Yep, and then looks like it's easier for cable management too and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can definitely see
with
this
that hub and distribution block and
Yep.
this. That is a game changer.
And that's like, oh, I want that. Do you want? I want that.
I want that in this. Yeah.
I know. That's pretty cool. And it also does. I think what I was reading was it does detects different types of powers as well too. So and of course it does efficiency because of course again with businesses they do need to worry about power efficiency as well too. So it has a little bit more power efficiency than your normal consumer power.
Yeah.
Power supply, isn't it? So yeah. Cool. Let's see if there's any more questions there. Hello, VSM. Nice to know there. It's good to see you join us for the live stream as well too. So wow, we've actually we've got a fair bit of concurrent people there. So yeah, not bad at all. But yeah,
thanks for joining us.
Anyway, thanks for joining us. Anyway, so yeah, I'll just give another 20 seconds because I know there's a bit of a delay in the chat feed and stuff like that. So if you've got any more questions, if not, we'll call it a night because we've had a fair bit and we've had a lot of play with this. And what do you think of? This is probably your first workstation you've seen, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, what do you think of the first workstation? And this is a bit of a beast compared to.
I'm really surprised about my first impression is the size of the form factor. Like when you pulled it out at the box, I'm like, oh, it's a big boy. But then once I saw that foam background, I'm like, wait, it's really small.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're gonna protect it. That's why.
Yeah, and just the look of it, its ease of serviceability is fantastic. Seeing those numbers is crunched in.
Oh, those numbers,
Specviewperf
Specviewperf and stuff like that. But of course, you can, like I said, we did. You can game in these things, but it's not really designed for the game anyway.
Yeah.
For these, and I think you can pay a lot less if you're going to play game. But yes, easily these things can game. You saw the benchmarks there. They can catch up. They're not going to be the best. As mentioned earlier, they're not going to be the best, but you can still game pretty happily for that anyway. So I think it's good. Please also review the ThinkPad L15. I'll see what I can do with that one. I don't normally get the L series. That would be interesting to get the L series for the ThinkPad. They are commercial, so ThinkPads. I love ThinkPads anyway. So
yeah, I've used one for the last 5 years.
Yeah. Well, actually, interesting. I've got one around here somewhere. This is interesting. This is a new one. I think I did the unboxing. I haven't done the review because I'm just finding time for it. This it's very similar to what? Yeah, this is the X1. Sorry, this is the X1 Yoga. This is the Gen 5 as well too. So it's one of those flippy fun things.
I'm jealous already.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much the X1 Carbon, but really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice quality, the sound, audio, and this is
multiple USB-C I see on the side.
And, multiple USB inside, and it's got the nice little stylus. Yeah, so you can draw and take notes and stuff like that. So I really love having stylus built into these things. So ThinkPad range is fantastic. So yeah, but no, it was good fun. I'll just check that in the back. But yeah, definitely. I'll just have to see if there's any more questions there.
Is the honest and best reviewer? It's a compliment to you.
Oh,
saying
thank you
that
very
you
much.
are the honest and best reviewer. We can buy the PC blindly after watching review and suggestions from you.
Oh, thank you very much. I try to do my best what I can do because sometimes there are some problems with some things, and I may not put it out, and I usually do contact the manufacturer because sometimes they can be a quick fix with the BIOS update. If not, then I'll try and tell you guys what you can do to avoid it anyway. So yes, please review the Dell Precision with the i9 and RTX 2070 or 2080 card. Oh, okay. With the Dell Precision, I'm taking yes. Which one are you looking for? I'm taking guess you're looking for the. Oh, okay. This it's a desktop there. So you're looking at the 3060. Sorry. 3060 40. 3640, yeah, 3640. With those on the mid towers there. Those ones here, I'll see what I can do because I get them in with certain specs until I can. It's really hard for me to get the particular specs I get. I'll just get what I can get from Dell. With these, if I get a very good relationship manager, I might actually be able to pull these big ones. I have requested more for the ones that are able to do more CAD work. Which is usually with unfortunately it's going to be quadro cards in them rather than your RTX gaming cards, because a lot of these are commercial grade and they are designed for the ISPV for certifications for a lot of these professional applications. So that's kind of my market there. Whereas the gaming cards with the RTX, 20, 60, that's unfortunate there. And I really don't get much of those cards.
Look, if you accidentally get one, I'll have to benchmark it for you.
So if you do, I might pass it over to him and let him benchmark the cards there. I do really try to do my best to concentrate on the commercial market rather than doing the gaming market there. So just to put in a favour just to get a gamer here, just so I can actually see some of the
I
cards.
was very surprised when you were like, "Oh, bring over your PC and we'll compare it." And I'm like, "But this is like top line. Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah,
I've got something I can.
And then when I got here, I'm like, "Oh, okay, I can see why."
This is something different. So yeah.
It's like you're saying about the honest review. Like you literally put up like what the highest end like DIY PC that you would get from the game, and then against this, and
so
he showed the best versus.
What is it now? Currently, one of the best that you can get. I think it could be the best. I would like to try this against a Xeon if Lenovo would be definitely like to sponsor this. Or send us the would it be the P920? I'd love to see what this would go.
A battle of the titans.
Battle of the
AMD versus Intel.
That would definitely be. But definitely, if you look at the price difference, because I have got these things quoted. And for even just the core specs of you'll be blown by this new P620. This price is just ridiculously cheap for the amount of performance it has. It's like half the price for the same amount of cores that Intel can buy for that. So yeah, definitely love to see that. This was very, very, very nice to see to come by. It's been a bit of a waiting for it, but it finally arrived, so it's good to see. And you actually see the actual raw numbers compared to what we're given from a lot of launch and paper ones. So it definitely lives up to its numbers, and it's very impressive for me.
I'm impressed too.
Yes. All right, there is it. If not, as always, this is Lazy Benchmarker here, and my name is B Asian Dad, and as always, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. I'll see you next video. Where's the live stream? There it is.